Alright everybody, thanks for tuning in to Weekly Wi-Fi. Terry Dolberg here, just going to go in a little bit in depth and some stress tests on the PlexiDrone X8 Arms. Just wanted to show you a little bit closer look at these, actually see what we can do to get them stressed out. Alright everybody, Terry Dolberg here. Thanks for tuning back into Weekly Wi-Fi. Appreciate checking back on the PlexiDrone X8 from DreamKey. I'm going to dig into the arm a little bit deeper here, do a stress test, do some up close shots on the internals, and go from there so we can see how strong this thing is, see if we can put a little stress on it. Alright, the guys at DreamKey also sent out some attaching arms off the body itself, so that I can show the insertion on that and also do the stress test. So really appreciate their assistance on that. But you can see from here we have three insertions, and then you press to release, and you can see the connections inside match up on that mill connector, the same as on the arm itself. So, and you'll see this has got the 2 mark on it, and then they have match sets left and right side with 2 and single. This is the double arm, and this is the one that I did the teardown on before. It has the single mark that's there. But I'm trying to insert this into the 2 mark cavity. It does not allow you to do that, so you can actually check or be certain that you're not inserting these into the wrong location. So that's a very nice feature. And we'll go a little bit more into that later on. So for teardown, and to remember, it's a T6 and the 0.05 inch on the tools, but I'll go ahead and tear that down, show you where those are. So you've got the 5 T6 and then the 2 that are here on the 0.05. Alright, so got that apart. Do a little bit closer inspection on this. You can see from here that you have quite a few integrity or cross structures. For that, you can see the mount point for the motor on that, so it's got a fairly good structure around to capture and hold the motor. The controls for that, the connector, very solid structure inside, so we'll see how strong that is. In fact, you can check out the lighting at the front with the diodes. So hopefully giving you guys some up close on this. You can see on the motor looks like that just sets in as captured. From that standpoint, straddles that structure there. Motor mount points again, brushless motor. Alright, so I'm going to mark this up, see if I can identify with this permanent marker some stress points that may come in on this, so I'll try to get that marked. We'll see if we can identify anything that would go on with stress marks on here. So my plan is I'm going to go across some of these that may show stress. right, we'll see what we come back with. All right, everyone, I've got the fixture set up there. So I've got the vise in the back with the clamp on the body cavity insertion fully inserted in. I've got it zeroed out here with the indicator. I got a little bit of force on it, which you can see there. It's 2.6 pounds of force already that's kind of loading that. I'll go ahead and pull down a bit. You can see it doesn't change a whole lot from the arm itself. Trying to take that weight off to go, so it doesn't change a whole lot from the fixture. So it's got a little bit of movement down, and I've just basically got a come and go, or excuse me, not a come and go, a come along, kind of a little ratchet strap at the top that I'll do the insertion force. We'll see what kind of deflection we have. Again, it's a moment arm because it's captured back. This is probably about 7 inches from the fixed point to the end, so won't take a whole lot of force on this, but it'll just kind of show the loading. So this will be 1/4 of what the drone can handle, the PlexiDrone. I know they have a payload on this of I think 1 kilo, 2.2 pounds. So we're already at that now, and there's very little force, so I think it's very well designed. But we'll go ahead and apply some force to this, see what we can get for movement. As that goes, we'll see what kind of motion we have here. So we're up to, I'll turn that back on. Hopefully it doesn't zero out on me. Okay, 3.15 pounds. Perfect. Slight move up about 1/4 inch, so that's from the 2 pounds, so about 1 pound per click. So I'll see what I get here with force. Kind of goes up and then backs down as I ratchet, so it's putting a little bit more stress on than what I'd like to, but again, it's very crude, and it's showing what we've got from the standpoint of strength for this, and we'll keep going until we have any kind of motion or movement. So there we go at about 7 pounds of pull force. There's 10 pounds of force at the end, so I guess that would equate to about 40 pounds of load on the drone itself. Again, we're going to get a little bit of stretch on this, so that force should be going through, but again, it is moving up. Now we've actually accomplished just under 3/4 of an inch, so we'll see, hopefully. Okay, now we're up to 12.5 pounds of force at the end. You can see that we're up right at 1 inch of deflection on that. Fixture's doing pretty good. I'm impressed with that. We do have a little bit of deflection as far as on my cavity back here with the capture point. So I don't know that I want to go a whole lot more than what I've got there for the clamp. So we'll go ahead and back that down now. So we'll see what happens as I relieve this. Hopefully slowly. We'll see what happens. This kind of comes back down. So there we go. Free. A little bit of tension still on that. There we go. So now zeroed out, we're back down. Still very, very firm structure. So that's a lot of force on that arm. All right, so tear down after the stress or pull test on that for the X8 arm. Not seeing anything that looks like huge strain or stress. The markers remain uniform. on that. So I'll try to get the light correct so that you guys can see there's no pull apart, at least on that section. And should be the same. I expect it to be the same here as well, from what I can tell. So far so good. So let's put it back together and see what we can do as far as pushing the limits. So alright guys, we're back here. Got it set up again, fully locked in, everything's tight. So we'll see what happens as we crank up the force again. Up a little bit, I'll refocus here. So now about 1 3/4 inches, 16 pounds of force, and this is static, so I'm going to go about double what we did before here on this. We'll see what happens. Should probably have safety glasses on. Okay, this is pretty amazing. So we're at 2 inches and 20 pounds of force, and there's a bit of deflection that's going on. I think I better release this because I don't want it to set loose, but you can see the cavity is moved up quite a bit on that angle, but still, so maybe if we arrived at 20 pounds of force and you know, that deflection. But all right, we're going to run this one more time. We're starting at about 1/2 inch on this. I found out there's a little bit of deflection in my clamp system. So as I'm applying force, I'm going to try to keep that pulled forward. I think we kind of slid out of the fixture there because it released, but that's still quite a bit of force. All right. All right, so real quick look. Looks like there's not any external stresses even after going through and doing the additional pull force up to in excess of 20 pounds on this. So very, very well built. And reinforced from that, so even the insertion, 3, nice and solid in there. And the structure, easy to remove, one-hand insertion and removal. So very nice. So we'll check on this as well. So this is the 2 fit, which will not allow it to go. And then the other thing I wanted to try was inserting it incorrectly or upside down, and that will not allow you to do that either. So if you happen to grab the arm, place it in upside down, trying to get it in, you cannot force, even with a lot of force, that into the cavity. So very nice from that standpoint. I'm going to try the insertion on this as well with the 2. And then we'll try the insertion upside down. Yeah, it will not go in from that standpoint. So, all right, so they've thought of a lot of the potential assembly issues. Again, show you real quick on the prop side. For the bottom, and for the top. Okay. Thank thank you very much, everyone, for joining in, and we'll see what we can do next as we get more parts. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you liked it. We'll have more as we get more on the PlexiDrone, deep dive into some of the parts as they arrive. Hopefully that'll be soon. Take care. Bye. All right, thought it might be worthwhile to show a little bit on what I had for my fixtures there. So just tried to match the shape of the arm, and then use some foam on that for capture into the system there. So we have a little bit of flex, but not much. I mean, it's fairly rigid when it's clamped down in, but anyway, fairly crude, but it worked. So anyway, a little behind the scenes. Thanks.